Now moving on to undefeated prospect out of Brownsville that is also signed to myUniversalSports promotion, Sergio Time to Shine Perales. What's new with Sergio and his plans?
Well, we got our show coming up on June 12th, which is only like 2.5 weeks away. Unfortunately, Sergio had a death in the family. His cousin passed away this Sunday in a car accident, and he was very close to Sergio. They're like brothers. So he's, going through a tough time right now. He does want to fight. He told me that today. I personally told him that, me personally, I would rather he not fight on the 12th because I want him to be 100% mentally ready. But I'm going to leave it up to him to decide. He's going to let me know in the next week or so. He's training. He took a couple of days off because of the funeral, but he's training right now. He's been running and everything. And we're going to, I guess, make a decision, in the next week or so if he's going to fight. But as far as Sergio's concerned, what can I tell you? I can't say enough good things about Sergio Perales. He is probably, the best fighter, talent-wise to come out of the Valley in a long time. He has all the tools definitely to be a world champion. Not only can he box, he's got great footwork. He has a tremendous, work ethic. He's like Robert. Both Robert and him they're like gym rats. They're always at the gym. Robert can do 12 rounds in his sleep, as you could tell in that Margarito fight. He was barely warming up at the end. So from that standpoint, Robert and Sergio are the same way. They're always in the gym. But Sergio is a very, very talented fighter that I believe that after this fight, I'm going to try to put him on the Chavez Jr. fight in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, where it's almost 100% sure that he's going to fight there on the undercard. And then after that, we're going to come down to our own TV show, Telefutura, where Sergio's going to be the main event here in Brownsville. If we do it in McAllen, then it's going to be the other way around. Robert will be the main event and Sergio will be the co-main event. But both of the fighters will be on TV, as well as Raul Cáceres and Humberto Ramos. All those fighters are going to be fighting on that fight card, and Jerry Guevara, obviously. So,
okay. Now, talk to me more about this upcoming show that you have June the 13th.
Actually, it's June the 12th. It's going to be an exciting fight card. Obviously, leading the way is Sergio Perales. Right now, we got him scheduled against Jonathan Arias. There's a couple other names there I'm going to throw out there. Former top 10 fighter Nicky Benz out of Reynosa, who came out about 10 days ago and said he wanted to challenge Sergio. Great record. I think he's like 30-5. At one time, he was ranked in the top 5 in the world. And fights a little bit heavier than Sergio. But, I told him be careful what you ask for because we might just make that fight happen. But right now, we got him scheduled with Jonathan Arias or Nicky Benz. That looks like it's going to be, a goal for sure with Jonathan Arias. On the co-main event, we got Raul El Tigre Cáceres against Tyrone Washington. That's a rematch of about 3 years ago on a Golden Boy show that we did together. It was a great fight. It was a war that went the whole 8 rounds. It was a very close decision for Raul Cáceres. Then we also have Jerry El Chicanito Guevara, who's going to be fighting against Jorge de Leon. And we've got Isidro Arriola with Efren Diaz. We've got Jordan Washington with Marcos Uribe. And I think we've got one more fight. We've got, let me see, it's Zurdo Gerardo Alvarado with a kid from Kingsville. And I think that's the last fight that we have. We might have a girls fight. Robert Campos has been telling me he's got a young girl there training in his gym that he wants to debut. And we might, put her on this show also.
Okay, great. Well, sounds great. We're all looking forward to the upcoming show that you're going to be hosting. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close through myUniversalSports.com?
Just I guess first of all, let me just say where the fight's going to be. It's going to be at the Brownsville Sports Park outdoors, where we had a lot of successful shows there here in Brownsville. The doors going to open at 6:30. Tickets are starting at $10 only. There's going to be plenty of seats there, obviously. But last but not least, I just want to thank you and your cousin Julian. You guys have always given boxing, not only Marines Promotions, but for all the other promoters, great coverage. And continue to do what you're doing, because I think this is what gets our shows more successful, the coverage that we get from yourself and your cousin Universal Sports. The boxers need that. We need that as promoters, and keep doing that. And I just want to thank you once again from the bottom of our heart and from my boxers and our stable. Keep doing your job, and hopefully one of these days we'll be doing this interview from Vegas when one of our fighters becomes a world champion. because we're not too far away. We're going to have a world champion win the next year, whether it's going to be La Amenaza pretty soon or Sergio Perales. But, you know, in the next year or so, one of those two guys will be a world champion.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the compliments, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.